Hey everyone, welcome back to the 2014 North American LCS, live from our studio in Los Angeles, California. We're happy to be joined by TSM's jungler, The Odd One. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Doing all right.
Really? Because you sound sick.
Yeah, I'm still pretty sick right now.
So what's been going on? What's with the health issues for you guys?
We just contracted the flu, and I've had it for like 2 weeks now, so it's eventually going to get better.
Just we as the whole team, you guys.
Everyone except Special for some reason. He's like immune to it.
Well, good for him then. He's been the strong one supporting you guys in his health. So I want to get into the game then. One thing that interested me was the XDG sort of champs, like because they grabbed the Kazakhs and they actually put it into the jungle. I'm wondering if you guys were expecting any of that. It felt like an interesting idea from them.
Yeah, more people have been gravitating towards Kazakh's jungle because not as many people play Olaf for some reason because Olaf sort of falls off later. I think the problem with that pick this game was they didn't really have any way to force fights so we could get resets at fights. They just lost every dragon over and over. And aside from their Baron, they couldn't really make use of Kazakh's potential. But Kazakh's has been seen a lot more now recently. He's just not as good in competitive compared to solo queue because solo queue is really, really strong because there's always fights. But if you don't force fights, then it doesn't really get going.
What would you have done differently to make Kazakhs work for that team?
They would have to force fights for objectives. Like we just took towers from like whenever a wave was coming up, like bot lane, we just forced the tower down, and then since they didn't have their jungle there, it's really easy to get it. But if they had their jungle there, they could force a fight 3v3 and maybe stop it or get a kill.
Okay.
So I did notice something at the beginning of the game where you actually did not use your smite on the red buff that you started at. Do you want to explain to the viewers why you were saving your smite for the beginning?
Yeah, so what happened at level 1 was I was about to do blue, but we had 2 wards set up, so if an invasion happens, we'd know it coming from a greater distance, so we saw them coming, so I had to immediately go to red. Fortunately, I'm Elise, and Elise can do red buff really fast and not lose too much HP without using smite. The reason I didn't want to use smite there is because I wanted to take my blue right after with Darius. And it just happened that their trinket ward that was guarding our blue expired. So even if Kazakhs was there, I'd have smite advantage on them. And they didn't know I was doing it, so we just took it. And then I went top.
All right, so let's jump ahead to the middle of the game where it gets exciting and somebody finally dies here. This is a dragon fight where this is the second actually dragon that you guys get, and Zuna just walks a little bit too close to the sun here. Can we pull up that clip? All right, here we go.
Yeah. So walk us through this one, Odd One.
So yeah, I actually got ditched by my teammates. I was actually surprised that only Zuna was there for some reason. But the thing about Kazakh's jungle is he has no defensive stats, so even though Shen ulted him there, he died. And I'm not sure, why. I guess they were assuming Shen would get in there, but Kazakhs got a little too close and died. So that basically meant Thresh was dead because Kazakhs already died and Shen never made it there. So since Shen's ult never made it through, basically those two died, and then they lost Shen ult, and then they had no pressure for the next few minutes.
All right, so one more question for you, The Odd One. So you guys are going to face Cloud9 in basically a battle for what's going to be first place, most likely, at the end of the week. How are you looking at that matchup?
Yeah, that's probably going to be a really hard matchup. We've traditionally done very, very badly against them, so I'm really hoping we can actually come through this time.
All right, well, Odd One, thank you very much for your time. I hope you and the rest of your team gets better. I wish you guys well, and good luck in the rest of your matches this week. Guys, we've got more LCS action coming up. Let's throw it back over.